Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement, and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method, and to get your free report, go to 29security.com. That's the number 29security.com. 29security.com. Go to 29security.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Alright folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. 603-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you. So make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place. Welcome.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000, my heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely. Let's get started again.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Friday edition of the program where we continue to take the left of school, exposing them for who and what they really are, all while arming the hardworking people of this country with the knowledge we need to hold our elected officials accountable. But fear not. Unlike those leftist professors out there in academia, you will find no safe zones here. Why? Because we believe in the First Amendment. If you would like to connect with the show, we've got a few options for you. You can find us on the web, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com. You can email me anytime, gavin@thegavinmitchellshow.com. And we are on Twitter at The GM Show. If you could find us and give us a follow, it would mean the world to us. Little programming note, we're going to take Monday off. It is Memorial Day, and we take Memorial Day very seriously, and we want to be able to get out there and honor those who have fallen defending this country and defending what we stand for and what we're about. And that's why we're going to take Monday off. We're not taking Monday off to fire up the grill and to hang out. We're going to take it very seriously. And so there will not be a show on Monday. We'll be right back here Tuesday to get back into it after a long day. But with Memorial Day right around the corner, I thought about what and how we were going to approach it here on the program. I tried to come up with something that would honor the veterans, and the con man in chief kind of did it for us. He kind of laid it out there. Now, there are many opportunities for those of us civilians, those of us who enjoy freedom here in these United States, to find someone to lift up and to honor for their sacrifice for this country. And I take it very seriously. There are endless stories and endless recounts of history that we can look back to and see where young men and women, and even boys and girls, to be honest, people that haven't stepped into adulthood, who picked up a gun and went through boot camp and decided they were going to dedicate their life to defending this country. And to take a moment this weekend and this Monday to stop and not look at maybe another holiday where you're off of work, where you can run some errands or you can get some laundry done, or a great opportunity to catch a ball game or fire up the grill. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't do those things. But I'm saying let's not lose the meaning of Memorial Day and the opportunity to take one day out of the year and honor those who have sacrificed everything, their lives, and the families attached to those lives for us. So that's my recommendation. Now, I want you to turn back to December 7th, 1941. The Second World War is in full swing. We have not become a member, declared war, a participant, whatever you want to call it. We have not entered the war yet. It was raging in Europe. We knew Japan was out there, and sure, we were preparing. We figured one way or the other we're probably going to get into this thing. And we were preparing, but we weren't in yet. We were just kind of sitting idly by, paying attention, trying to see what was going on. And on December 7th, 1941, Japan came in undercover, unannounced, unprovoked, and attacked Pearl Harbor, where our Pacific Fleet was stationed. In that battle, in what happened at Pearl Harbor, we were taken by complete surprise. We had no idea it was coming. Now, if you watch documentaries and recounts of history, maybe we should have. Maybe we should have known it was coming. There were some different signs and signals, but when you start talking about things in hindsight, it's easy to connect the dots when you know where you're headed. It's not always easy to connect the dots when you're in the middle of it. But on this attack in Pearl Harbor, where the Japanese took their planes and they launched them knowing they did not have enough fuel to return to the carriers. They were suicide missions. They were kamikaze missions. 2,403 Americans died that day. 1,178 were wounded. 8 ships were sunk or run aground. That includes 5 battleships. All of the Americans killed or wounded during that attack, they were non-combatants. They weren't soldiers or warriors, according to Japan, because war hadn't been declared. They were innocent in the world's eyes as far as being a soldier for the opposing army or being a sailor for the opposing navy. There was no war. We weren't a part of it. But Japan saw it necessary to take us by surprise and eliminate the Pacific Fleet the best they could. Now, I want you to keep that in mind as we move forward. And I also want to remind you that it is well documented in the annals of history that a Japanese admiral said on the day of the attack, "I fear we have kicked the sleeping dog. I fear we have awoken a giant." And all of that's paraphrased, but you don't mess with the United States. You do not attack us like that and expect to get away scot-free. And so as we turn through history, the next major step was D-Day, where we invaded the beaches of Europe and began pursuit of the Nazi army, the German army. And it took some time, and it took a lot of lives. But we won. And once Europe was liberated and peaceful again, we still had this war with Japan going on. So we turned our attention there. And Japan had sworn unequivocally they will not surrender. It was not going to happen. Meanwhile, back home in the deserts of the Southwest, the Manhattan Project was taking place, and it was embedded in rumors that Hitler had his engineers and his physicists and his scientists working on an atomic bomb. And so we were working on ours, and it was a race because there were zero doubts, at least in what the media sold United States citizens, and it's probably true, that he would have pushed the button. He absolutely would have. He was a maniac. Life was not important to Adolf Hitler. Power was. And so we raced. But the war in Europe was over about the time that bomb was ready to go. And so we look at the situation in Japan. We look at the total number of casualties this war has cost us. And yes, it's sad but true. We look at the amount of money this war had cost us. And President Truman made probably, I can't think of a decision that I would count as more difficult. This had to be the toughest single decision a president has ever made, maybe with the exception of the Cuban Missile Crisis with Russia and JFK. That probably was up there. But it was definitely one of the top 3 toughest decisions a president has ever made. And he said, look, dropping this bomb on Japan is going to cost a lot of lives. I'm aware of that, and it's weighed heavy on me. But it's going to save American lives, and we're at war. And so they dropped the first bomb. And it was destruction unlike the world had ever seen. Japan didn't quit. Japan pushed on. We'll never surrender. We'll never surrender. So we drop a second bomb. And when they understand that the loss of American life is no longer acceptable at the hands of the Japanese, when we didn't ask for war with them, they came and attacked us on our homeland, unprovoked. And we ended it. When they realized we were serious about ending it, and we are the United States of America, we do not lose wars. When that realization came that their fate was inevitable, they raised the white flag. And yes, dropping that bomb is horrific. It is horrible. Innocent lives were lost. And don't think for a second that didn't weigh on President Truman and anybody involved. It did. But war is one of those things that it's grotesque. It's disgusting. It doesn't follow logic. It doesn't follow any religion out there that claims they're a peaceful religion. But it's one of those things that has, as long as countries and man has been alive, war has happened. Whether it's over territory, whether it's over religion, whether it's over money or resources, war happens. It's documented well in the Bible. In fact, God led his armies into war. War is just one of those things that appears to be, from this perspective, a necessary evil. And in war, bad things happen. Innocent people die. It's part of it. And I'm not saying let's accept that fact. We need to be as careful as we can. But we cannot allow other people to advance their agendas, their way of life, their philosophies onto us. Because we are the United States of America. We stand for all that's good. We stand for democracy. We stand for freedom. We stand for liberty. And there are soldiers each and every day that understand that since this country was formed, that freedom isn't free. And they said, I'll go. I'll go. And they pick up their gun and they put on their uniform and they go. And a lot of them don't come back. And I want you to keep that in mind this weekend as we move forward. And then I'm going to reference this recount in the next segment with this president. And all the emotions you may be feeling right now, I want you to hold on to those as we walk through the president's speech at Hiroshima just yesterday.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessory store. Stop in and visit with brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 5 days a week, Wednesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or trike to sell? Let Twisted Roads Trading Post be the place to go. Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Sewing, embroidery, and T-shirt printing services are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit TwistedRoadsTradingPost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
I want you to keep in mind that President Barack Obama never once served a day in the United States military. Not one. The best we can tell, he has no relatives that served, no friends that served, and so I believe wholeheartedly that he's out of touch and his perspective is skewed. But he went over to Japan for this G7 summit. And he met with other world leaders. Well, while he was there, he decided he was going to make a little history and be the first president to visit Hiroshima. which is one of the sites that we dropped the atomic bomb on. And I want you to remember, as we discuss this, that we didn't start that war. They attacked us at Pearl Harbor. They're the ones that brought us into the war. We didn't want to join the war. We knew it was probably inevitable, but our intentions were to stay put until we had a really good reason to get involved. Well, when you fly your planes into our ships in our territory, that's a good reason. And we got involved. And the powers that be ran their calculator and decided that we were going to lose a lot more American lives if we didn't do something drastic. And so the tough decision was made to drop the atomic bomb. That is the context for which President Obama gives his speech. And you'll notice through this speech that he blames religion. This has nothing to do with religion. The Second World War had nothing to do with religion. You will see that he makes zero reference to the fact Japan attacked us. That's how this whole thing started. He's quoted as saying how easily we learn to justify violence in the name of some higher cause. Every great religion promises a pathway to love and peace and righteousness, and yet no religion has been spared from believers that claim their faith has a license to kill. Let's stop right there. I can only speak for Christianity. Christians do not have a license to kill. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Christians have been instructed by the Word of God to be peaceful, to turn the other cheek, to forgive 7 times 70. That's what Christians have been instructed to do. And vengeance is mine, says the Lord. So he's missed the mark here. He's missed the mark blaming religion, because that's not true. If God were completely in control and we were completely loyal to him, there would be no war. Let's be clear about that. But unfortunately, the world doesn't work that way. And unfortunately, sometimes there is no other alternative to stop evil than war. It's that simple. Obama blamed religious zeal or nationalist fever for inspiring humankind to war throughout history, but urged the world to seek a future filled with peace. When he was talking about the atomic bomb in Hiroshima, in Japan, there in Hiroshima, the White House had said he will make no apologies, we promise. But I want you to listen to the rest of this segment, and I'll finish the segment with answering, was there an apology given? Death fell from the sky and the world was changed, the president said. And then he pointed to the wall of fire. Their souls speak to us. They ask us to look inward, to take stock of who we are and what we might become. And then he laid a wreath at the memorial for the survivors of the nuclear attack. I'm not criticizing the president for being empathetic to those innocent lives lost. I'm criticizing the president for not stepping up and being the president, for not stepping up and saying, look, you brought us into this thing. There's a reason no president has ever visited this site. And the reason is all of us are empathetic and feel remorse for the innocent lives lost. But every president up until now understood it was a necessary evil to end the war. This president doesn't get that. This president isn't concerned about America and America staying on top. He's concerned about one world government, making peace and compromising who we are and saying that we're arrogant because we don't always know what's right. He went on in that speech to claim that it was time for everybody to lay down their nuclear weapons and that we've got to find a way through diplomacy and not war. Well, I'm going to ask the President of the United States this. How many talks has ISIS been willing to have? How many times has a representative of the United States sat down at the table with a leader of ISIS? None. The answer is none. How do you speak to someone who is so fundamentally different that you're polar opposites at that level? You can't. And how do you sway someone from a true and honest moral belief? They believe what they're doing is right. They believe that what they're doing is serving their God. They believe they're on a mission bigger than them. How do you talk people out of that? You don't. There is only one answer for those people, and it's to eliminate their organization. These are hard words. These aren't the conversations that the left wants to have. They're going to insist that even the most irrational person in the world can be spoken to rationally, and the outcome they want can be reached. That's delusional. It's completely delusional. I just don't understand it. Now, John Bolton, he's the former UN ambassador for the United States, responded in an interview on Sirius XM, Stephen Bannon show on Friday. It's Breitbart News Daily. He responded to all of this earlier today. This is the former UN ambassador of the United States. I'll read you part of what he said. That it was inappropriate for the president to declare his visit was meant to honor Imperial Japan's war dead. That's absolutely right. You don't honor people who are dead set and determined and willing to give their life to eliminate your way of life. You don't honor people who killed Americans, ever. I don't care how far removed we are from that situation with regard to time. You don't do it. He did throw in a mention of the Allied soldiers who died defeating the Axis. Here's a quote from Bolton. I think the president's other remarks where he said the scientific revolution that brought us the splitting of the atom should have brought us a moral revolution as well. It's a not too thinly veiled attack on Harry Truman. Yeah, it is. Whose morals were apparently didn't quite measure up to Barack Obama's high standards. Well, there's no question Barack Obama wouldn't have dropped that bomb. There's no question Barack Obama probably wouldn't have declared war on Japan after they attacked us in Pearl Harbor. He's a coward. He's weak. And he tries to guise this cowardness in diplomacy. Well, we got to be smarter than that. He tries to intellectualize it. When the truth of the matter is, he has other things he wants to do, like allowing men into women's restrooms, forcing small businesses to partake in Obamacare, knowing it's going to drive them out of business, letting Syrian refugees that have terrorists embedded into their group into this country, so on and so forth. That's what this president is about, and he takes money to support those, and where does he get it? He gets it from stripping the military down. And how does he justify having a weak military? Well, we shouldn't need a weak military. We got to go to the table and be peaceful and talk, and it takes patience, and it takes intelligence. So basically, if you do not agree with the president's ways, you're dumb. You're uninformed. You're ignorant to the whole situation. That's how this president works. When the reality is he's a coward. He's a socialist, and he's a coward. And he has zero desire, zero, to protect this country and its values and what makes it great. And the end result, when you put all that in the pot and you stir it, it's American exceptionalism, but now with a big giant question mark at the end. It is held into question at the international level so highly that Iran thinks they can kidnap sailors. Iran. That's not Russia or China. It's Iran. He closed his statements in this interview. This is just typical Obama. He lives in an ideological world that has little or nothing to do with American reality. And if I were to sum up President Barack Obama's administration, his tenure, I don't think I could have done it better myself. That is it. You want to capture Barack Obama's presidency in a snippet. Bolton does it great. This is just typical Obama. He lives in an ideological world that has little or nothing to do with American reality. It's sobering, isn't it? It's sobering to begin to understand the decisions we make at the ballot box and seeing them come to fruition, seeing them mature into reality that affects all of us. It affects all of us. Now, coming up next, we're going to lighten it up a little bit. Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump both make a visit to Jimmy Kimmel, the late night show on ABC, one after the other. And we've got a consensus, believe it or not. Let's talk about it next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you tired of making payments to a security company that doesn't seem to have the same values as you and doesn't offer the most recent technology? American Defense Systems is a veteran-owned and operated security company specializing in home security and automation solutions to fit your lifestyle while keeping small business owners more connected to work while on the go. American Defense Systems makes practical recommendations for families to keep your home safe without trying to sell you a bunch of extra stuff. And for businesses, American Defense Systems wants to provide you with the comfort of knowing that your business is safe by allowing you the monitoring options you need without loading you up with too many extras. American Defense Systems' goal is to provide your home or business with an affordable and technically superior security and automation system. If you're not happy with your current security system or provider, set up a no-cost consultation today at AmericanDefenseSystems.com. That's AmericanDefenseSystems.com. American Defense Systems, proud to be a veteran-owned company.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the Tax Doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the Tax Doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Do you believe in conservative politics, common sense issues, and the U.S. Constitution? So does Matt Locke. Who is Matt Locke? Well, Matt's just a guy that believes, like many of you, that our country is headed in the wrong direction. If you feel the same, then go to Matt's new website, themattlockshow.com. Matt is a friend of the Gavin Mitchell Show, and he's a conservative podcaster and talk show host who will shoot you straight and provide information that is important to the conservative listener. You'll hear political commentary, news, and he'll discuss the current issues that will affect you during this election election season. Listen to Matt's daily podcast anytime on his website at themattlockshow.com, spelled MATTLOCKE, or find his show on Spreaker.com and TuneIn.com. He's also syndicated on ICRN, the Internet's new conservative radio network. Join Matt and his guest on The Matt Locke Show daily at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific on conservativeradionetwork.com, or listen to any of his 400 archive shows at any time on themattlockshow.com. The Matt Locke Show, all things conservative politics.
The following message is brought to you by Health Markets, your first choice when you need health insurance for your small business. Do you offer health insurance to your employees? Call us now and see if you can save money. Do you want to offer vision and dental to your employees? Call us. Do you think you're paying too much for your current health insurance? Call us. Do you want somebody else to do all the legwork and search thousands of health plans from over 180 health insurance companies nationwide? Call us. We're Health Markets, and thanks to a little-known solution, we could help your business save thousands of dollars on health insurance costs and save your employees money, too. Our service is free. Don't miss the great savings. Call now.
800-470-8021. 800-470-8021. 800-470-8021. That's 800-470-8021.
Health Markets Insurance Agency is DBA of InSphere Insurance Solutions, Inc., licensed in all states. Product availability varies.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
Hey, if you're looking for the show, you can find it every weekday, 5 p.m. Central on conservativeradionetwork.com. We are also on the 405 Media, K98 Talk, Sackheads Radio Media, and High Plains Radio. So special thanks to each and every one of those guys for including us in their offering. It means the world to us. We also offer a live show once a week, Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central. In the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can find it on News and Information, 570 AM KLIF. If you're outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can find it on conservativeradionetwork.com or the 405media.com. That's 8 p.m. Central, Saturday nights. Mean the world to us if you would listen. And also, it gives you an opportunity to call in and be a part of the program. We don't have that option right now through the week, and so it's a great thing for you to be a part, to speak your voice. Maybe you think I'm wrong. Let's talk about it on Saturday nights. If you're looking for the show on demand, you can do so iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play. Now, over the last couple nights, Jimmy Kimmel had Donald Trump. What was last night? Thursday night. So Wednesday night had Donald Trump. And then Thursday night had Bernie Sanders on. And in typical Jimmy Kimmel fashion, sometimes I love Jimmy Kimmel. Sometimes I can't stand him. But he asked Donald Trump Wednesday night, would you be willing to debate Bernie Sanders? Since Hillary Clinton won't do it, would you do it ahead of the June 7th California primary? And Trump responded, saying, yeah, that could happen. I've been saying it should happen anyway. If he paid a nice sum for charity, if he gave some money for charity to make it worth our while, I'll do it. I'd love to do that. So after that happened, Sanders responded to Twitter and said, game on. I look forward to debating Donald Trump in California before the June 7th primary. Now, this was all created in jest. This was all created to be a little fun. But this is a good thing all the way around. One, Hillary Clinton's the one that loses. Even if Donald Trump beats Bernie Sanders into the ground, even if Bernie Sanders beats Donald Trump into the ground, Hillary Clinton's the one that loses because she looks like she's scared. She looks like she has something to hide. Donald Trump has really nothing to lose because Bernie Sanders isn't going to be around in a few months. And so this is a great play by Donald Trump. And all it does is just run Hillary Clinton right into the muck. She's in trouble by not participating in this, not being a part of this. Because again, it looks like she has something to hide. Now, with that said, Bernie isn't out of the fire as far as I'm concerned. He sat down with an interview with Univision, and Univision is a Spanish-speaking channel, and it's not just broadcast here in the United States. It's broadcast all over Latin America. And he was asked by the reporter Leon Krauss to explain how socialism has failed the governments of Argentina, Brazil, and Venezuela. It's kind of something we've talked about. Socialism seems great until you put it into practice. And my argument is a lot of these millennials just hear free health care, free college, and that's all they need to hear. They don't understand the consequences of, and the socialistic countries we have out there like Venezuela, they're not covered well here in the United States. We're not seeing the fallout as widespread as we saw the fallout with the USSR. It was on TV every night. And so they just don't know. But socialism has never succeeded, ever. In the history of the world, it's never done what it was meant to do because greedy people get at the top. So this reporter's asking Bernie Sanders, saying, look, man, this is what he means. Socialism's never worked. Here's you 3 examples of it failing right now. Do you care to comment on it? He responds, I'm very interested, but right now I'm running for president of the United States. It's the old political dodge, right? So the reporter pressed him, and he said, look, you don't have an opinion on the situation in Venezuela. People can't get food right now. People can't get water. You have no comment. You have no opinion. Of course I have an opinion, but as I said, I'm focused on my campaign. It's him dodging the question because he knows in his heart of hearts, he knows the historical facts. He knows socialism has never succeeded. So if you know that and you're running as a socialist, what are your goals? Your goals are either to be the guy at the top that pads his pockets and gets rich, or your goal is to bring this country down. It's one of the two, because those are the only 2 options for a leader who wants to implement socialism as the standard here in the United States. I find it interesting. I would love to see Donald Trump get a hold of that in that debate. I don't know if that debate's really going to happen, if it's a running joke or what the deal is. Both have agreed to it. I'd love to see it go down because Hillary Clinton loses, and that's really all I care about these days.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialists in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So Baylor University has really hit the map here lately on their football program. I mean, they went from nothing to a top 10 program pretty quick, and Art Briles has been credited with that. Art Briles is a legendary Texas high school football coach. He went up to Texas Tech University and served as a running backs coach, I think, and then he got the head coaching job at the University of Houston and brought Houston out of nowhere into national rankings. And from there, he landed at Baylor, and he's brought Baylor to where they are in discussion every year for the national championship. There is zero question throughout the football world as to whether Art Briles can coach some football, because he absolutely can. Absolutely can. The problem is the off-the-field stuff. And it kind of all started with this Yukawachu kid. He was at Boise State University, and he was dismissed from the team. His former girlfriend testified that he had physically assaulted her, choked her, hit her, things of that nature. And so he was released from the football team. Chris Peterson was the head coach at the time at Boise State. He's now at Washington. He let him go. And this kid wanted to transfer to Baylor. And Peterson is saying, look, I talked to Art Briles at Baylor. I told him what was going on with this situation. Now, Art Briles says, no, that didn't happen. Now, if we stopped right there and that was the story, I would probably commend Art Briles for giving a young man, let's be honest, a kid. They're college kids. I know they think because some of them, a small few of them are 21, 22, they can go buy them a case of beer and that they're adults. The truth is they're not. You know it and I know it. They're not adults. They're kids. I would commend Art Briles for giving this kid a second chance, because to me, the motive would be more than winning football games there. The problem is the story doesn't stop there. Yukawachu was convicted of rape, sexual assault on a female soccer player. And if it were just this one guy, that would be fine. The problem is at least 7 other women have publicly come forward to say that they were sexually assaulted by football players. That's now a culture problem. And I think you would agree with me. I think Art Briles, from what I know of him, I don't know the man, I think he's a good dude. I think he's a great football coach. I think he cares about these football players. I think he's a good guy. But I think he's got a serious culture problem that he has never addressed. Now, Ken Starr is the president, or was the president, of Baylor University. And he is the same Ken Starr who investigated the Monica Lewinsky scandal, right? And after these reports came out of this sexual assault and he started digging around, he realized that the Baylor football staff and administration, when these allegations came forward, would do an internal investigation. They would interview the player, any witnesses, and even the victim, if the victim was willing to talk to him. But they kept everything, quote, internal, which meant they covered it up. So Ken Starr hired a law firm to investigate this, but he never really said a lot. He never did a lot. And the investigation came out and said, look, they're running their own, quote, untrained investigations and meeting directly with the complainant. The football staff improperly discredited complaints and claims and denied them a right to a fair, impartial, and informed investigation. The choices made by the football staff and athletics leadership in some instances pose a risk to campus safety and the integrity of the university. And the reason being is they're just sweeping this stuff under the rug. They're just putting these things out to pasture because apparently winning football games is more important. Well, the other shoe has dropped. President Ken Starr has been ordered to vacate the presidency of Baylor University on May 31st, but he's going to stay on as the chancellor. The university also placed athletic director Ian McCaw on probation, and they suspended Art Briles with the intent to terminate. Baylor's taking this very seriously, as they should. They absolutely should take this incredibly seriously. This is not something you play around with. Proper investigations need to be had if there are allegations of sexual assault. But I agree keeping them out of the media, and this is why. You know it, and I know it, and it's a sad, sad fact that sometimes, not all the time, I'm not even going to argue half the time, maybe a small fraction of the time, these females, for whatever reason, will make false allegations, and it will ruin the life of the person they're accusing. And because that's been the sad truth in just a couple of these situations, I think it should stay quiet. I don't think it should be public knowledge until a decision's made. And if you're going to say, hey, Gavin Mitchell was accused of this, but in the very next breath, we did the investigation, here are the facts, it didn't happen, you can probably save that kid a lot of trouble, right? But if you say, hey, John Doe's accused of this, and then you let the rumors fly around for 6 months, 8 months, and then you come back and say, oh, nothing happened. The internet's forever, folks. Once an article's published, you're never going to get rid of it. Once your name's mentioned, it's out there forever. It's not like the days of old where finding copies of newspapers get hard. Information is easily and readily accessible. Look at all these people walking around on their smartphones. It ruins lives. But with all of that said, I think as much as it saddens me, because I like Art Briles a lot, and I like it when football teams are good, especially football teams here in Texas, but this is a bad thing, and I think they did the right thing with Art Briles. I think Art Briles will bounce back. I think he'll find another university, and they'll end up having a great football program. I do. But it's not acceptable to act like this, and I hope Art Briles learns a lesson from this, that he's got to take these things seriously. He's got to put some effort and some time and some transparency into his program to make sure this doesn't happen again. But I think it's the obligation of the university and the authorities to say, look, we're not saying anything until we come up with a decision, because, folks, that's going to do it for this week. We are out of time. Remember, we are going to be gone Monday. We will be back Tuesday, same bat time, same bat channel. In the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, well, I have really good days. I hope you have a great day. Remember what Memorial Day is all about.
Thanks for listening to The Gavin Mitchell Show, the Blue Collar Professor, produced in Fort Worth, Texas. If you like what you just heard, subscribe on iTunes and Spreaker.com. These and other links can be found on our website at thegavinmitchellshow.com. Be sure to tell your friends and colleagues about the Blue Collar Professor's daily podcast. Join us again next time as we take the liberals to school. All opinions expressed by the host or guests on this series are solely their opinions and do not reflect the views, policies, or positions of the Gavin Mitchell Show or its affiliates. This has been a Ron Phillips, Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production.